Jerry wants to join a super secret unit of highly paid and elite soldiers. To do this, he needs to solve every riddle at survival camp. Jerry must prove his attentiveness and his intelligence. He and the other candidates met their recruiter, and he took them to their first test. Let's see if your IQ is high enough to pass these survival tests and join this elite force. It'll be fun, I promise you. And I can definitely promise you a great brain workout. It's the first night. The guys have to spend it in a snowy forest. It's getting dark. When they finally get to the forest, now they need to choose a place to spend the night. There are 3 options to choose from. There's an old wooden shed, there's an ice cave near the shed, and there's a nearby car that's run out of gas. What's the safest place to spend the night? I'll give you just 12 seconds for this easy task. The shed is made of wood, but it has tons of cracks in the walls. That means it won't protect them from the wind. The car is made of metal, so it will block the wind. That's good. But it cools down very quickly. They'll freeze in no time. Remember, there's no gas, so the heater won't work. They have to choose the ice cave. It blocks the wind and conserves heat. It's perfect. Exactly what they want. The next morning, Jerry and the others were taken to a zoo. There was an earthquake there recently. They had to get out of the zoo safely. Sounds easy. They look around and realize that they're surrounded by cages. There are 3 exits behind 3 of the cages. But there are also dangerous animals. Behind the first cage is a pride of lions. Behind the second is a pack of wolves. And behind the third are poisonous snakes. Which cage should the guys go through? You have 12 seconds to make this difficult choice. Remember, there was an earthquake at the zoo recently. Wolves and lions, on the other hand, are more dangerous when they're scared. They should go through the cage with snakes. Snakes usually hide during earthquakes. The third test for the candidates is to get out of a pit. It's really deep. How are they going to do it? They're given a backpack. Let's look inside. Inside is a fishing rod, a bucket, some mosquito repellent, and some rope. How can they escape the pit? Your 12 seconds to find the way out starts now. Let's get real. None of these items can help. But look, there's a tap at the bottom of the pit. If they open it, the pit will slowly fill with water. Once it's full, they'll be able to swim out with no problem. It's time for the fourth test. The candidates have to cross a river. It's only 3 yards wide, but the river is rough and the water is very, very dangerous. Next to them are 2 long boards, but they're only 2.9 yards long. How can they cross the river? Turn on your logic and use your 12 seconds wisely. Okay, check it out. The guys have to put the boards just like this. One of them stands on the very edge of the board. Now they won't tip over into the water. Then the rest of them walk carefully across. For the last person to cross, the boards need to be flipped. That test was really tough, but the last test will be the most difficult. They must escape from a plane. Everyone has to tie himself to a mattress. Then they need to choose where to land. They're given 4 different landing options. There's a clear blue lake, a forest on a hill, and a beautiful meadow with really nice soft grass. The last option is a small town. Where should the guys direct their fall? You have 10 seconds to solve this last and most difficult riddle. Remember, water is about the same as concrete when you're falling from so high up. And what about a meadow with soft grass? That won't slow you down at all, or soften the fall in any way. In the town, most of the buildings are made of concrete. That would be a terrible idea. They should try and land in the forest. Tree branches can slow down and even soften the fall. To pass survival camp, you have to successfully pass at least 3 tests. And Jerry passed all 5. How many tests do you think you'd be able to pass? Write to me in the comments.